hear me now?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh, you're such a bitch. I fucking hate you so.
Don't
do that.
Chilly. It was chilly.
You know what was really bad though, mate? Remember in the chat room I said Chelsea are going to spank us? And I said that because I really thought today Chelsea's going to spank Tottenham. It didn't help that we scored in the first 11 minutes twice. And I was at work. I was in World Market fucking walking around. They were fucking happy. You know what I mean? And then I can't check because I'm working. I'm busy. And then when I come back and it says 4-2, I fucking lost my mind at work. I lost my fucking mind.
I love it.
Oh, do you? Do you love it, Keith? Do you?
Well, you know what's funny is when they went down 2-0, I immediately looked at the odds because I was like, I think Chelsea's still going to win. And then I was like, I literally had the bet placed, and I was like, wait, this isn't my money to bet. This is like our money, and I just was like, I like had such an impulse to bet on it, and I was like, oh wait, that's not the right thing to do. But I regret not being selfish there. I was totally right. I literally had the bet, I had the bet up. What?
All of a sudden you have morals?
I know you're.
I've always had morals. You guys.
Not this season, Keith. Not this season.
Deception is a lie. You guys are trying to sway the court of public opinion about me. But anyways, hello guys. Hello and welcome to episode 68 of Draft Offsides. I'm with Tico and Enzo. My name is Keith, and it's been a turbulent last 7 days.
Yeah, it has been.
There's been.
I spanked you last week. Felt amazing, and I'm on the verge of spanking Tico.
I
spanked by both you guys last week.
Oh, that's right. That was a DP.
I don't know if that's the right thing to say about it, but it was uncomfortable.
Do a DP?
Yeah, it was rough. It was a really rough midweek. Okay. It was a really rough midweek, but then I feel like we've all had our highs and lows because then Enzo had a pretty rough week just with Tottenham in general. And then,
Wait. Yeah, let's stick to fantasy. Because fantasy is a lot better right now. I'm about to be on a 10-game winning streak in the main league.
That's really crazy, actually.
I'm about to be above Tico, and I'll be shitting on him.
So we're doing the episode for recapping 2 game weeks. The first game week, both of us, Enzo and myself played Keith in our 2 separate leagues. And the funny thing is, both of us, Enzo and I, have Watkins and Iwobi. And both of them had monster games.
They went off. What was crazy is I think I was the second highest scoring. I was the second highest scoring team in both leagues. Maybe I was the third highest in one, but I had crazy high scores in both. But you guys both just were the 2 highest scoring teams in both. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that wasn't that upsetting. I think I'll be more upset if I lose a game this week because I made mistakes. But last week I did everything right, and it just was one of those things.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like poker. It's like sometimes you do the right thing, but you still get beat, and you can't be mad at. You can't be. You just have to roll with the punches.
And you get killed on the river. For me, for this week, I went
when we played Tico. Remember heads up in that game, and I had you dead to rights going into the final card, and you rivered 2 pairs to knock me out.
And it was amazing. It was the heads up, and the last thing I heard was Keith yelling, "No!" And then it just shut off. Enzo, can you stop lying to the people that you're going to be on an 8-game winning streak if you beat me, not 10? I don't know.
I thought it was a 10-game winning streak.
But hey, either way, it's good.
That's still. Are you sure?
I'm literally looking at it right now.
Okay, so we had a little bit of an agreement before we came on to this pod that Enzo was refusing to get on unless we didn't talk about the game that shall not be named. Are we past that, Enzo? Can we talk about it?
Yeah, I've had a few hours.
Okay, that's what I kind of was hoping for. Do you want to say anything now, or do you want to just get to it when we get to it and let it happen?
I want to apologize to you, Keith, for calling you a cunt. I apologize for calling you a cunt. It was wrong for me to call you a cunt, even though you said something that was very cuntish.
What did I say? I don't remember.
3-point lane, you piece of shit. Yeah, I'm good. But we can talk about the game. But that's like an hour later.
I don't get it. Why do they call it 3-point lane?
It's been quite the successful few years. But I will say, I'm starting to think that Tottenham-Chelsea might be the most exciting game to watch in the Premier League.
Well, I think I agree with you. I think derby-wise in London, I think it's the most exciting one over the last 4 or 5 years. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome. Hey, should we just pop into studs and duds? Get firing?
Let's go.
Who we got?
So, obviously, I'm not going to mention Cole Palmer, who had an amazing 2 games, so we'll talk about him later on. He was the highest-scoring player. But the first one we have is William Saliba from Set Piece FC. 37. Scored 2 goals, and both of them were set pieces. He's averaging 17.8 points. He's averaging 7.8 points per game for the year, which for a center back, it's pretty good. It's no Van Dijk, but he's pretty elite center back, both him and Gabriel.
And these are combined over the 2 weeks, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is like just like a general, like from midweek and this. So, okay. So
Yeah.
cool. That makes sense. Saliba, it's funny because Gabriel seems to generate more points, I think, just because of the set pieces. But with Gabriel injured, it looks like Saliba is now like the X-Man on all those set piece plays, to borrow a football term. Yeah, and it seems like he's took advantage of that with some goals this weekend.
So how long is he out? Is he on concussion protocol? Is that what it is?
I have a feeling everything I read was saying that it looks like he'll be back like fairly soon. It's not
Yeah.
like some.
He might play this week in the Champions League.
Yeah, like I don't think either him or California were really bad injuries. It was just unfortunate it happened on a week where
Yeah,
they
on
had
two games. Got it.
Yeah, and yeah, okay. I mean, Saliba, you have him. You're going to start him. You're happy, but
Yeah,
I think he's probably not going to be as crucial on the set pieces once Gabriel's back.
Yeah, Gabriel's just a fucking monster on set
Yeah.
pieces for Arsenal. So
Yeah.
yeah, but he's not a bad second. You know what I mean?
No,
not a bad second at all.
Yeah. Okay. Who else do we have?
Second one we have is Alexander Isak, 49 points. He scored 32 points in one game and 17 in the other game. 2 goals, 1 assist, and he had 7 key passes, which for center forward, that's pretty amazing.
You love to see that. You
Yep.
love to see that for center forward.
I've been saying
You've
this
been
guy's
dating him, yeah.
this guy's fit, man. He's fucking world class, man. Like you see the goals he's taken and even the assist. It's just pure class. If he stays fit, he's definitely up there. I don't think he has a season like Haaland has, but I think overall he has like a better season than what Watkins had last season.
Really, yeah.
That's what I
cool.
feel.
Yeah. You know what, that goal that he scored kind of from outside the box when he was kind of on a run? I was having visions of the Mario Balotelli goal that he scored for Italy, where then he took off his shirt and did like the, It was like a very similar, just absolute laser beam into the top corner.
It was precise, but it was more power. Like I'm fucking banging it into the roof of the net, no keeper's gain. It was a good goal. I like Isak. I think, like you said before, it's injuries really. If he's injured, then you're pissed off. But when he's playing, he's a threat. So that's a instant start for me.
Oh yeah. Speaking of it, was kind of funny because he looked like he was injured going into this week, and so we literally our last episode was called Isak Hex because I was talking about his injuries. But then he like kind of bounced back, so that's also reassuring too because there's certain players that seems like they get like a scratch and they're out.
Yeah,
and that's not what you want to see. And Isak, he seemed like he had a little something going on, but he was able to still fight through it and play 2 really good games. So cool. Okay, then just moving on to duds.
Familiar name, Leon Bailey. Two games, he total 4 points, and he started both of those games. Played 64 minutes and 58 minutes. I actually thought about picking him up as a spot start for this week's game, and feels like he's cooked when it comes to fantasy wise.
Look, that's my fault. My bad. All right, I love Bailey. I loved him last season. He helped me get to where I need to be. But this season, what is it? This guy is cooked in fantasy. He's fucking done. Put a fork in him. I dropped him in my other league, so
I traded him to you, and then you dropped him like a week later. Literally, that trade just felt like a morale thing because I had swooped him from you in the draft, and so you were just kind of getting me back a little.
Yeah, it honestly makes no sense. Like it's kind of baffling. He went from last year averaging 10 points to this year he's averaging 2.9. 10 goals, 9 assists, almost a double-double. 0 goals to 2 assists this year.
It just doesn't seem like he's driving at players. Like last year, he would run at people, and it was just like he looked like it was so easy for him to get past people. And this year, it's not happening. I don't know if it's tactical or I don't know what's going on, but I just don't think he's like really the right fit for the Emery system. It seems like
same team, same manager.
I know, but it's weird.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see how many times he's been dispossessed this season.
Yeah, I think we can look it up pretty easily. And while Tico's looking that up, I'll tell you guys, I picked him up yesterday morning and played.
Oh, good for you.
No, it was bad. My thought, like I was like, obviously these game weeks, there's just like, a lot of players that were rested between them. So I was like, oh shit, and so I was like, fuck it, like Bailey's playing Southampton. If there's gonna be a game where Bailey's gonna get points, it's gonna be against Southampton. That was my mindset. I was like, Villa's definitely gonna score more goals, blah blah blah. Fucking Villa scored 1 goal and we looked so mum after that goal.
But it still works out for you. You're still gonna win your matchup this week, so you're fine.
Well, we'll see. Knock on wood. Still 1 more game to go. The Monday game. But
that's like nearly twice a game. It's like 1.5 a game. That's already like what -3 points right off the bat.
And when you factor in that he usually doesn't play 90 minutes, that's like per minute the number's probably way higher.
Yeah. I think he's absolute kryptonite.
Yeah.
Do not even have him anywhere near your bench. If he can't score points against Southampton, and I think he came off injured in the game. It's just like, okay, let's stop talking about it.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Move on.
The second one is an interesting one. Kai Havertz. Across 2 games, 11 points, had 1 assist, which really, I don't know if you guys saw it, was not an assist. The corner came to him, he tried to shoot on goal, went to Saliba. Yeah, so that he had that assist. He has 1 goal in his last 7 games, only 5 key passes, and only 2 shots on target in the last 7 games. Panic time?
What's different from the beginning of the season to the last 7 games? Can you tell? I couldn't tell you. That's why I was asking. Like, the team has stayed the same. The way they attack has stayed the same. But it feels like all of a sudden, as the season's gone on, they become so reliant on set pieces. And Havertz has nothing to do with set pieces. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not one of like the targets. He's not as much of one of the targets as like some of these center backs. I don't know if there is like a single thing. I mean, obviously there was a period of time at the beginning of the season where Havertz was on fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was absolutely crushing it. And then it seemed like when Odegaard got injured, the whole team was really stagnant. And then Odegaard came back and looked pretty good for the first few games. And then the last 2 this week, they were both kind of, they felt like they're back like stuffed up again. Like they feel like congested. Like they can't quite like get balls through and do that. So they're relying on set pieces. But it's a weird setup there right now.
But let's look at the teams he scored against. Wolves, not a good team.
Okay, no, you're right. Defensively, not a good team. Go on.
They give up goals, yeah. Leicester City, not a good team. Southampton, not a good team. West Ham, not a good team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think,
Defensively, yeah.
yeah, and then
It's a really good point, Tico.
Yeah.
So he's been eating against the crappy teams, and obviously as the year goes on, he's gonna be getting more tired, and it's not gonna be easy to score against the bottom of the table teams as well.
Yeah, and it's hard to bench him. I benched him a couple times. It's worked out for me. It's like, honestly, like Raul Jimenez, and he's actually been on fire. I'd rather start him than Havertz right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think with strikers, I always say this, but I think with strikers, you really gotta ride the hot hand.
On form.
You know, yeah, it's so much more form dependent than like midfielders and defenders.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
So next Premier League game for Arsenal is Everton. After that's Crystal Palace.
That's going to be a tough game
And
for
then
Havertz.
Ipswich. Yeah, I mean, but those are also the matchups you want. I know Everton has defensively been pretty solid, but Crystal Palace has gotten better. But those are still favorable matchups. So as much as we're saying like like that those might be the types of games where he would turn it around.
Yeah.
But yeah, but to Tico's point too, I think the teams that he played have the worst defenses in the league. The teams he scored against.
Where he
are
scored
probably
against.
the top. He scored like 5 goals this season, and they're probably all
Yeah.
against the worst defenses in the league. Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
All right, matches. So we have so many matches. So we're gonna like power through power through this stuff. So we're skipping some of these games. We're gonna go with the Leicester 3, West Ham 1. That was Ruud van Nistelrooy's first game, and I kind of wanted to chat maybe a second game, but I really wanted to chat briefly. Are we starting to believe in Leicester players a little more?
Not
You
yet.
know?
Not
Yeah,
yet.
maybe a little more.
You got to see some consistency. How many times have we seen it? Look at Man United. When the new manager came in, they played well, and then boom, shit the bed. I like Leicester. I think there's some interesting stats there. I think some of the attacking players are good. I know that Canus, he went off this
Huge
game.
Yeah.
And he's not really rostered very highly. But is it more you start them based on who they're playing against? Because again, they play against West Ham, and we just spoke about how bad they are defensively. Is it because of the opponent, or is it because of the team?
Totally. I think that's super fair. I also think that you can be hotter on Leicester players and not be like all in on them, you know. Like I think I'm definitely more interested in them because of Van Nistelrooy there, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. Another thing to call out, or we can talk about it a little bit later. I was just going to talk about Fulkrug, but Bowen, 20 points in this first game, and then the second game of the week they play on Monday. So I guess we'll find out what happens there.
Yeah.
But Bowen's been quietly, incredibly good this year.
Mm-hmm.
Very quietly though. He hasn't really been getting the plaudits because West Ham's been so bad. But even on a bad team, he's been doing really well.
Still getting those points fantasy wise.
Yeah.
Ranked 8 overall ahead of Bruno Fernandes.
It's fucking
Yeah,
nuts.
totally.
And ahead of Iwo.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. This was a crazy one. Everton 4, Wolves 0. Everton defenders back at it. We've been talking about them. I think like Ashley Young. This is a crazy stat. This is the week that I played against him too, and he scored 29 points. And it was he's the oldest player in the Premier League to score from a set piece.
No.
Yeah, oldest player, and that was his first Everton goal.
He's been scoring points all season, so it just.
But guess what? He did it against me when I needed him to not. Minkolenko 19.25, Tarkowski 14, Anthony 12.5. I will say the one thing that's concerning about Everton I just want to call out is they're after obviously this over the weekend they had a good game too, but after this they have a really really tough schedule. So I think as much as we were talking about Everton, I'm not super in on them for the next few games because that's like for them it looks like it's Arsenal,
Jesus.
Chelsea, City, Forest, Bournemouth.
I'm not going to count them out. I'm not going to say they're going to win all those games, but we've seen it that they don't really let in that many. They don't really score. They won't score this many again, but they don't really let in that many goals.
Like
But
the Arsenal.
I just think they're just against that run of games, Arsenal, Chelsea, City. that
Yeah, it's
might
going to be
That
rough.
may be the worst.
But this is probably the best time to play City.
It's a good time to play Arsenal too. If you
Yeah.
really think about it.
Like the Arsenal game, I could see going like 1-0 Arsenal way.
With a set
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah,
from Arsenal.
and then City is 3 in end of December, so I think that's like Boxing Day match. So by then,
We'll
who
see. You
knows
never
what
know
it's
how it's
Yeah.
gonna be like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, just a call of warning for these Everton defenders that we've been really hot on.
I like them. I'm sticking with it.
You
All
like him
right.
young?
I like them young.
Next one, City 3-4-0. KDB started, got 33.75 points. God, it felt so good for him to be back.
It
made
did.
that City team tick.
It also felt good to see Doku back.
Yeah, Doku 27.5. It's just tough.
These are all players you win against. I'm
I know,
sorry.
it was literally every player I went against in the midweek, which is
Went
absolutely
off.
nuts. Absolutely
Went
just
off.
bananas. The thing with Doku though is that he had this amazing game, and then Tico, as you found out this weekend, he didn't start this game.
Honestly, I saw it coming off an injury, and then 2 games within 4 or 5 days. And then Champions
you
League
figured.
around the corner. Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that was big. It was a big win for City, but then of course, they just can't seem to keep it together. Newcastle 3, Liverpool 3 is the next game.
My
What
God,
a game!
what a
was this.
game.
Yeah, absolutely.
What a
insane.
game.
Salah 36 points, 2 goals, 2 assists. Isak 32 points, goal and assist. Gordon 21 points with a goal. Bruno Guimaraes actually having a good game, 20.5 points with 2 assists. Yeah, I mean this was I think I called it out in the last episode that this was to me seemed like the type of game coming off the emotional win against City where Liverpool might drop some points, like just so close after. So
And Newcastle played really well. Gordon was amazing this game. Isak was amazing this game. But
was
Salah
amazing.
is inevitable.
Did you see the crossbar he hit? How even he got that shot off? It's amazing.
Salah Thanos, is that what you're saying?
Dude, he's
Is that what you're
inevitable. That
He's
motherfucker is
inevitable.
inevitable.
That is.
That pass for the outside of the boot to Curtis Jones, was that this game or was that the next game? No, it was this game. It was this game because it was postponed.
It was for the goal.
Yeah, for the goal. Outside the boot, like could have went down to the byline, but he's
Yeah.
a legend.
We talk about like good players and how they adjust their game over time, and that's why we were talking about like Mbappe struggles right now, is because as he's gotten a little slower, he hasn't improved his game in other areas. Salah is a great example where he used to be this speed demon, and as that speed's left him, he's just figured out ways to score and figured out ways to contribute. You know.
Yeah, no, all they really did put something in his knees when he got his hair transplants.
One of my friends, who's a Chelsea fan, he was happy today. A happy Chelsea fan, I should say. He asked me a question. He said, "How would you think does it stack up Salah's time with Liverpool against the R800 at Arsenal?" And he was saying like, comparable. Who's is better? And it makes you think. It's a lot
I think
closer.
that's a really
than,
valid,
Look,
very valid conversation. I think
If you go by trophies, then
Salah.
it's going to be Salah because he won a Champions League and he's won a league. If he wins another league, I know. And don't get me wrong, you got to remember. I think Thierry Henry, I'm a Tottenham fan, I'll tell you, Thierry Henry was a fucking amazing player. Fucking amazing goal scorer. But he couldn't get past the Champions League, and it was only really Arsenal and Man United. It was only Arsenal and Man United during those years. Liverpool was there, but they weren't there. This is a league that has Arsenal, Man City, and Liverpool all fighting for it. And then you've got these other, I think there's so many more better teams.
Yeah.
So much more
Everything's better,
competitive.
I agree.
I mean,
Alright,
in his
let's move
defense,
on then.
Henry did get to the final
Yeah, but then they let Belletti score a right back for Barcelona. I'm sorry.
against 10 men.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's a facto. They lost.
Yeah, but Premier League legend nonetheless.
Yeah, without a doubt. Southampton 1, Chelsea 5. Madueke 29.5, who I played against again. Absolutely had a peach of a game, and then got benched. But I did start Nkuku and Palmer,
Yeah, there you go.
and they had good. They both had Nkuku with a goal and an assist, Palmer with a goal.
How did that work out?
Well, I didn't win, but I scored still scored a
yeah.
shit ton of points.
And-
Aribo with 21 points in this game I think that's like a shot in the dark, though. I'm not playing anyone from Southampton. You know, even if it's whatever. Southampton lost this game themselves. We can just talk about too. Like they, yeah,
They're
Like, you know,
really
it wasn't
bad.
like- they're really bad.
They're really. Have you watched them play?
Yeah, I mean they try and play well, but then they just make horrible mistakes.
Like,
Over and over again.
it's nothing like Burnley last season. Burnley was trying to play out the back eight, but you could see what it was. They just didn't have the players to do it. These guys don't have the players to do it, and they make Sunday league mistakes.
Totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Southampton's out. I'm
Yeah.
calling it.
Oh, they're gone. Oh,
they're
yeah,
done.
without a doubt. Arsenal 2, United 0, not much there. Kind of
No.
boring game. Two set piece goals, Saliba 20.5 points. We talked about Villa 3, Brentford 1. Villa kind of got their groove back. The walk-ins 29.5, Cash 21. Cash 26% rostered. Interesting. Damsgaard, he's been continued to be very good.
Yeah,
again,
consistent.
he's another quietly, consistently good player. That's been winning managers teams. That
I
pick him
feel
up.
like there's like at least 5 midfielders in this league that are quietly doing it.
Yeah, and they're the guys. Yeah, they're the guys with a value for where you got him or where you picked him up. It's just like insane. Morgan Rogers had a good
Barnes.
game again. Good to see. Who'd you say?
Harvey Barnes.
Harvey? Huh? Not all the time though. He doesn't
Not all
start.
the time.
Good game.
Bournemouth 1, Spurs 0. This was a weird one too.
Yeah.
Just an odd game.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who's Hoyson? Who is that guy?
Excellent question.
Who is that guy?
I know nothing. I couldn't say anything. I know Semenyo was out, so I'm not sure if he was there. Oh no, he's a young. Wasn't no, he's a young kid. He's like an 18-year-old kid. Did you see him? He did that chill guy like when he scored. He did.
No, I saw it. I just don't know who the
you know
fuck
meme,
he is.
Like I'm a chill guy. Like the.
Yeah.
He did
No,
that.
I got it.
He did
No,
it.
no,
It's pretty funny. You know what I'm
Was
talking
it? Yeah, no, I know the character with the hands in the pocket. I
about?
got
I'm just
it.
a chill guy.
Fucking
It's
Gen
funny.
Zers.
I thought it was great to see Tyler Adams get 15 points. Had some key passes.
Yep.
He's actually with the games, so he's kind of been eased in slowly, and the games that he's been in have been pretty good. Like he's looked decent. But it's weird because he's a weird player where a lot of his points are coming from defensive actions. There's not a lot of players where they get the majority of their points in the midfield from defensive actions.
No.
But like he seems to be doing it. And if he can add a few key passes like he did in this game, then we're talking like a lot of points coming through. So
Yeah, you
something
want
interesting there.
mid teams would be real nice.
Yeah. All right, last game of the first game week. Fulham 3, Brighton 1. Obi-Wan, who I played against, and Obi-Wan is Alex Iwobi, obviously. I played against him in both my matchups, and he had 29 points. And I also played against Robinson in one of my matchups. He had 21.25 points. So,
Yeah.
ouch.
I pleaded to him like Princess Leia did to win this game for me.
And it worked out for you.
You're my only hope, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, my God. That's pretty good. Game week 15, Everton versus Liverpool postponed.
It's a
That
blessing
hurt
for
lot-
Liverpool.
But that hurt a lot of people.
It did. It did. But I'm
I
just
think
saying.
that might have cost Tico his game week against you this week. Definitely made it
100%.
it definitely made it way less competitive, that matchup.
Definitely did. But
I mean,
can we be honest though? Yeah, it did. I'm not saying it didn't. It definitely did. But I think everyone got hurt this week. We all knew it was going to happen. We didn't know who was starting, if they were
It
going
was
to be.
crazy.
Yeah, this is one of those. And this ain't going to be the last one. There's at least
No.
one more.
But this is where that separates the men from the boys.
Yeah, the good managers and the bad managers.
Yep.
the thing that hurt me most is I have 4 Liverpool players that are essentially must start: Luis, Salah, Soboslai, and then I also had a Everton defender, Tarkovsky, who I didn't want to drop for a matchup. He's averaging almost 10 points,
Yeah.
so I had no one to drop pretty much. So I was like, you know what?
You
I'm
gotta
gonna-
just eat it.
What you should do is you should make a trade for one of your Liverpool players because you're relying too much on one team.
Yes, but Soboslai right now it's a kind of a sell
On a hot
low.
streak.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a
He's
sell
got two-
high. It might be
yeah.
a sell high, actually. I don't know.
Yeah, I was
Two
gonna
good
say.
games,
Pick up.
but when you look at if you look at his year total average, he's only averaging 7.6. Ideally, I would want to trade Luis Diaz away because I have 2 forwards.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also good. Let's say if one of those, like Mo Salah's old, Luis Diaz says one of them goes injured, the other one's value is going to go up. So
I hear ya, but you should just ask Keith for some advice on how to trade bang somebody because he's been really good at it.
You just be a nice guy.
You're not a fucking nice guy.
yeah,
You gotta know what people want. You know.
Diddy was a nice guy.
Yeah, you gotta take him out on.
Oh, you said he was a nice guy. That's an accusation I resent.
Or you just gotta
Okay.
take him out on a weekend away somewhere at a winery, and all of a sudden you got fucking 3 brand new players.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
Is that not how it worked? I think that's how it happened.
No way. Don't start spreading lies. Okay.
You mean?
Brentford, moving on. Brentford 4,
Fraud.
Newcastle 2. Brentford home record 7 wins from 8. I think their away record is atrocious though.
Yeah, it's atrocious.
Mbuemo, 28.75 points, goal and an assist. James Murphy with 20.25 for Newcastle. Wissa with 18 points. Isak 17 points. Barnes 17 points, got a goal. He came in for Anthony Gordon. That really screwed me over too. I got screwed over in a lot of different ways. But happy to see Barnes score. We talked about him last week. I think if he plays, he's pretty good money to start. And when he starts, it's good money to get points, I think.
It's like you have to in a way because
I mean,
you see what
him.
Gordon because you have him,
Yeah.
but he isn't guaranteed. Like you playing Gordon on the left, that's like fucking guaranteed 12 points. I feel like roughly around that area. With Barnes, it's like 7, 8 maybe, and then if he scores, then he gets up to the teams because he doesn't do. I don't think he does the key passes as well as Gordon does. He doesn't get it to, you know what I mean?
He's a lot more direct. So I think Gordon is a little more creative and goes to the line. Murphy's literally just going for, he's driving the goal every time the chance he gets, which is good from a fantasy standpoint. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
great game though. A lot of goals, a lot of points to be had in this Brentford Newcastle game. Brentford, it seems like every single one of their games is high scoring. It's like that, like you son of a bitch, I'm in from Rick and Morty, that meme. But it's like every time Brentford plays, the ball's just like you son of a bitch. In the back of the net.
31 scored, 28 conceded.
30 scored, 28 conceded. Yeah.
31 and 28. That's a lot of goals.
+2, yeah. Okay, next game, Palace 2, City 2. Another shocker for City.
what is going on?
Okay, so I was listening to, I forget his name, but he's one of the guys on TIFO podcast. He's like, I forget his name, but he was talking about how it's their, they're a little bit slower in their press than their possession is worse than it's ever been. And so because of that, when they press, they're having to press more because they're losing the ball more, and it's causing
tiring
them
them out,
slower and tying them out, and the press isn't as effective because they're losing the ball more because it's tiring them out. So it's
because
like
they have no control of the midfield.
Yeah, so it's like the self-fulfilling kind of thing going on.
Prophecy.
You know? Yeah. So I thought that was a really interesting perspective. But yeah, Nunez 24 points and assists, and then from the Palace side, Will Hughes had a great game, 2 assists. Eze was kept pretty quiet. City really nullified Eze, but Will Hughes stepped up in that spot. Max Lacroix had a really good game, and I think it's really important to point out that Palace is finally a team that's looking good again because it was rough for the first third of the season for them. But I think they're finally getting to that place where you can start like picking up some of their defenders or looking at some of their attacking players off waivers and be like, oh, this could be interesting. Like I think they're kind of getting back to the place that they were last year when they were kind of one of the surprise packages.
Yeah, maybe. I hear you, but I'm just worried about how many goals they let in. Like Guehi's been really good. Lacroix's been hit or miss. Lacroix was really good at the beginning of the season. I know he scored this game. But like the only one I'd really want. There's only like 2 players from there I'd want, which is Eze and Guehi, because they're the only ones that I feel being consistent.
Is really good.
Oh, Munez, yeah.
Munez is ranked overall. Let me see. He's ranked 12th overall. Not the defenders, just overall. Total points. Yeah.
I mean, I was really hot on him at the beginning of the year. He didn't come to me in drafts. My positions, I was bummed. But I was saying that I'm on record saying that I think Colombia wins the Copa if he was not suspended for the final.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really think he's that important.
Go back their last 4 games, they haven't lost. They won 1, tied 3, and they've given up in 2 of the 1 clean sheet, 2 goals, and 1 goal. Which, when you think about giving up the first goal, you're not losing anything. That's only -2 in 2 games than goals conceded. So even last year, Keith, you mentioned it. Remember, we were very high on their defense until shit hit the fan. But there is a lot of value in Crystal Palace, and I remember last year their defense was pretty valuable as well.
Yeah, and they play with the back 3, so you think there should be enough cover, you know. So I don't know, just something to think about. Like, there's such an ebb and flow of team form in the Premier League, so it's like just trying to ride those moments when a team's looking a little better, and then trying to like avoid the moments where teams are looking bad. So yeah, okay, moving on. Next game, United 2-3. This is a bit of a shocker, huh? It seemed like United had some really promising moments. Even against the Arsenal game, like I thought they really nullified Arsenal, and it was obviously 2 set pieces. It is what it is, but it was kind of a wild game. Tico, what did you think about this?
It was a wild game, but to me, obviously, it's the manager came out and said it's going to take some time for them to find the pieces and their lineups. To me, I look at the way the team played and the team kind of puts in the effort, and there seems to be more fight in the team than during Den Haag.
Already, you're feeling that already.
And I gotta say, Højlund has an amazing celebration. He scores so rarely that you're not gonna see it very often.
Wait, what? I don't think I saw the celebration.
So he does like the gladiator, like thumbs up, thumbs down. It goes like this, then does a thumbs down and slashes the throat.
I actually love that.
Yeah,
it makes me literally want to own him. I'm gonna see if I can trade for him now after that.
Oh my god!
You don't have to give up much.
I don't know what it is. Forest United goes back a long time. It's got a lot of history. This matchup. I don't know what it was. I felt like Forest are going to win this game.
This is the first time they won at Old Trafford in 30 years, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's
it's a big matchup. It's an old rivalry, and I don't know what it is. The way Forest have been playing, and the way they've been attacking, and the way Man United is so fragile at times. And like you said, Ruben's like he's got everyone on fucking rotation.
Yeah, I think he's
Defenders,
still trying to
midfielders.
figure out his best. But I to me, it felt like this was his best lineup in the sense of like maybe it wasn't after the game, but when you're going into the game, you saw the lineup. You were like, this is a pretty good lineup. Like,
I didn't like
this
the
is starting
center
to feel-
backs.
You didn't. I thought that was like De Ligt in the middle with Martinez and Euro on either side. Seems like it makes sense from like.
I didn't
a
like
passing
Euro.
range and-
I would have much rather Mazraoui on the right side because he played so well on that right side,
Yeah, that's fair.
and they can like transition into a back four.
Yeah.
But
Shout out Milinkovic scoring in the first 90 seconds. That's the thing that was interesting with that is that was the third set piece, the corner goal they let in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly that's a problem.
I know all about that.
Yeah.
Also, you could put this game on Onana as well. The goal
Oh
he
my
gave up
God.
for Gibbs White.
What do you think that was? So do you think it was like he couldn't really I think that was it had that ball had the slightest little knuckle to it,
Uh-huh.
and because the players were trying to block it, I think Onana saw it right when it was hit and saw it going one way, and already started moving that way, and then even though it knuckled only so slightly, it just totally threw him off. That's the only thing I
But-
can think of.
But
You
put
gotta
yourself
deal
in
with
the
it.
machine,
Washing machine. Sorry guys. Can you hear
though. I
it?
was like, what's happening? Yeah.
God damn!
Earthquake.
Can you not do what laundry like while the...
Hey man, I'm not the one that's doing the laundry right now, but I'm also not going to tell her to cut the laundry out.
Yeah, you're
I'm
good.
picking
You're
my
good.
battles here.
No, you're
This
good.
guy's scheduling the podcast around the laundry time. I can't do laundry.
Can you imagine?
No, yeah. Gibbs White.
Gibbs White, that goal.
But even so, as a goalkeeper, like it's coming down the middle. It's not a lot of curve. I feel like he should have gotten it. Any top
He's gotta deal with it.
There's no. Yeah, he should have. He's got to deal with that.
You got to deal with it, and it's like the one that
you
went to
gotta
the
what?
deal with it.
Deal with it. But he said it in like Southern.
I was like, what's
London.
deal with?
What?
Deal with
I
it.
thought, yeah.
Deal with it. Deal with it.
Yeah,
There you go. Okay.
And it's like the one that went to the back post too, Martinez. Fucking deal with it. It was just bad goalkeeping and bad defending this game.
Yeah.
And then Onana at the very end, like with the fucking stupid ball, just fucking take
Nah,
the.
he just spouted
Yeah,
around.
what are
You
you
could just tell
doing?
He just had lost his head there.
He literally lost a whole minute because he's been a stupid dickhead. Just fucking.
Someone in our
wasn't gonna make a difference.
Someone in our league dropped Onana, and I thought I was so smart picking him up to play this weekend.
I put a waiver for him too.
You did?
Wait, did
Yeah.
you pay fat for him?
No, it's in
No,
the other
the
league. Fat league. The drums. Yeah, they're coming. But I still think overall, I think Amrim's. There's something going on there that looks a little better.
I like his idea.
Yeah, and then B, I think their defense is going to be better. So I'm actually like happy with Onana as my.
Did
new
you guys
keeper.
hear the quote he gave about how you think the players feel that everyone's getting minutes and everyone's getting starts?
No, what did you say?
Because you know, like he's been rotating the
He's been
players a lot,
rotating
the starting
a lot, yeah.
rotation, and he says, you know, what do you think the mindset is that they know in every game they could start? So he thinks by doing that, everyone's going to be trained harder and they're going to get more opportunities, so they're going to try to maximize it.
I think that's smart. I also think it's a really fair thing to do for a manager when they just come in, especially mid-season, is give people chances. And it's especially when you know, like he does, that it's like this season's kind of a wash for them. It's not like
Yeah.
it's not like he needs to win right now. So
No.
it's like might as well give everyone their run out, and might as well
Especially
do
after
that. You know.
Ten Hag, when someone has a good game, he would bench him the game after. It would.
He just needs to. He needs to just make it through, get mid-table. If he can get top 6 and get into Europe somehow, great, amazing. But I don't think even if he doesn't get that, I don't think that's going to hurt him or harm his chances. Because Man United is going to spend a bunch of money. I wonder if they'll let him sell some players too.
They're
You know
really
what I mean?
gonna have to. They're gonna have to get rid of. I mean, I think that the toughest thing for United is that the wages are so high. So it's like Casemiro's on at 300,000. Mason Mount's on like 250,000 a week. You know
God,
what I
it's
mean?
so
Like,
ridiculous.
So that's the
well,
problem.
they should still sell him and eat some of the wages, and I think it might even be beneficial for them not to make top 6 and not be in Europe, just so next year they can focus on the Premier and not have
Yeah.
those games midweek to kind of
Yeah, there's
tire him
something
out and
there.
whatnot.
Kind of refocused. Morgan Gibbs White scored that goal. I thought he looked better after the goal. It seemed like he just had his mojo. He had a really
Yeah.
good assist for Chris Wood. Chris Wood continues just to be a force of nature.
One of the top goal scorers in the
And
league right now.
Fucking Ryan, what's his name? I did not see it with him at the beginning of the season.
I didn't either, but he said it and he called it.
Yeah,
Like the only one that didn't go the way he said was Kudus. That's it.
But
And it's
we
still
were all-
early.
we were all hot on Kudus.
He turned it around. He already has Chris Wood. That is, he has 10 goals. Last year he finished with 14 and 1 assist. He has no assist this year, but who cares if you're scoring at this?
If you're
clip?
scoring,
But
yeah,
that's
you
not
want
what
more goals.
he's not there to assist.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
it's not his job.
15, that's really good.
Amazing. Bruno finally kind of back on track. I like when he plays in one of the two behind the striker. I hate when he plays in one of the sixes, which he did. He played one of the sixes midweek so it's just like I was like, one of the guys in our league is trying to concoct a trade between me and to where I would give him Odegaard for Bruno, and I think we talked about this, but like just positionally, I think I'm gonna stick with Odegaard.
Yeah,
I don't love, even if it's like, I think I talked about this, but it's like every third game if Bruno's playing in the 6 or something, it's like I don't love that. Love that. Yeah. All right, moving on. Next game, Tottenham 3, Chelsea 4. Hold on one second.
What's he doing? I swear, if he goes and puts his freaking... you piece of shit.
Yeah, so we talked about this a little bit at the rip, and so I'm not gonna get on you too much. I know it hurts you.
Should I?
You can if you want. I'm already over it.
Remember what he was doing last year to you when Chelsea was shitting the bed game after game? How he would...
Yeah, but I'm a more evolved human.
You're a more evolved human? You call me a fucking Neanderthal, you motherfucker?
What? I didn't say that.
I just apologized to you earlier. I'm taking it fucking back.
I accept your apology. And I also understood where it came from, a place of pain. And it was you last
I was very fucking angry. I'm not that angry now, because like I said, I did say we were going to get spanked. It was just the 2 early goals gave me hope.
Nature of it, bro,
it's just the hope. You know what I mean? It's the fucking hope.
But, I mean, there was no point in that game, even down 2-0, where you didn't think that Chelsea was going to score goals.
No, I knew they were going to score.
It was going to be, and Son had a few chances that he just didn't really...
He nearly got one at the very end, man.
Oh my god! He did get one at the very end, but he nearly got one. He had a break. That was a weird, with the offsides. That was such a bonehead play by the Chelsea defenders. The Chelsea defense has not been punished enough as they should be. I genuinely think that defense has been really getting lucky in a lot of ways, and they got really lucky today with a few of those where just and even though they got scored on twice, but that was also bizarre with Cucurella where he slipped both times in the goal scoring. And he changed.
But then as soon as he changed his boots, he fucking got an assist.
When was the last time you seen that?
I've seen it before, but it doesn't happen often. It's rare. It's fucking rare.
Just a bizarre game in that sense.
Did you guys see what boots he went from what to what?
No, it was probably longer studs.
No, but it would have been funny if it was one brand to another, like Adidas and Nike or something. That would have been an amazing ad.
I saw he put on Adidas, so...
It's probably... He might have had blades on the first pair and then went to regular studs to the next one, because he was slipping.
Can we talk about the second penalty kick?
The Panenka.
Oh, the Panenka? You fucking...
And I think someone posted it, but that broke a record for, 12 out of 12. Tico, you posted that. 12
out of 12?
Yeah.
And so that just broke Yaya Touré's record for most consecutive penalties.
You know what kind of fucking cojones you gotta have to do a Panenka? You gotta have some fucking
Or you
balls.
have to be fucking stupid.
You know what?
Not to realize the moment.
But you gotta... you say that, but... How many people? Well, actually, more recently than it used to be. Back in the day. Oh my god, that was fucking sick.
Wait, what?
Davide. When he fucking did it.
Oh,
but
in
our personal league, shit was fucking sick. Anyway, what I'm saying is, no one really. Back in the day, no one used to kick it down the middle. It was always to a corner. It's only been recently where people blast it, but to Panenka it, because that's like a slap in the face. It's insulting.
There's an amazing photo from the side angle where the keeper is turned towards the camera and he's like, fuck, and the ball's in midair still. And
no.
I'll send it to you guys. It's an amazing photo.
Because he didn't do a heavy jump. He was kind of leaning towards, but...
Yeah.
It's too late.
I read a statistic a couple of years ago. It's kind of the cyber statistics or advanced. Where it says if the goalkeeper doesn't jump, that's the highest chance of saving a penalty.
I've read that too.
Yeah. But
really,
what goalkeeper is always going to stand down the middle?
It's kind of like the statistic thing. It's not really like that. You know what I mean? It's kind of just if they're statistically, I don't know. It's a whole thing.
But what's going to happen to Big Ange? He argues with fans, the supporters, and then he comes out, gives up a 2-0 lead. I mean, it's not his fault that Cole Palmer is slicing up the defense and passing it to Enzo, and Enzo's like...
It's not.
That was not
just
a pass. I'm surprised that was considered an assist in fantasy, to be honest with you. But still, I mean, he's on a different level.
And it's just not. It's not just this game, mate. If you really look at it, and everyone's been saying it for a while that you've got to be able in the Premier League, in this league. You can't just do the same thing over and over and over again. It's the same thing over and over.
No,
it's not happening.
You
got to adapt.
Yeah.
Look, we went, for example, when we were, I can't remember what team it was. We were up 3-0, wherever it was, Brighton. Don't get me wrong. Don't put 5, 6, 7, 8 men behind the ball, but you change your tactics. You may play possession ball. He He doesn't do any of that. He just goes gung ho the whole time. And now we were singing his name last year and singing at the beginning of this season. Now they're calling him Ange Posta got no clue.
Yeah, all the goodwill from last year's gone.
It's gone.
You can say that, yeah.
It's gone.
But with that being said, who do they play next? Southampton. It's like this is like the get right game for them.
His saving grace is going to be if he wins a cup this season. That's going to be his saving grace.
That might be the worst thing to ever happen too. Like the same with Ten Hag winning that cup kept him in this year and lost it too. I
hear you.
Lose faith in, like I really liked him and I want him to do well because it's so fun to watch. But it's just not.
But that's what it is. It's fun football to watch, but it's just the same verdict every time. You know what I mean?
To go across leagues, but the same thing is happening with Barcelona right now. They played the High Line as well. They haven't won. They've won only one game in the last 5. It's like the league figured them out, and that's coming from a manager who won the treble with Bayern Munich. Mm-hmm. So
I also think another interesting way to look at it is Jurgen Klopp, because where he played a very like that heavy metal football, and it was so extreme and so intense with the high pressing and the pressure and the energy. But like there was a lot of games where they lost control of games, and and you look at where Ange is doing, it's just a little bit toned down. It's still letting their players play, but that seems to be more successful, and that seems to be working better. And so I just think that like Ange should be like looking at this stuff and be like, maybe sometimes we need to know when to slow the game down, and sometimes we need to know when to do this, and not just have it always be this crazy thing.
The difference between that Klopp team and this team is what you said, the high intensity, high press that they did and how well they did it. And they did it as a team. Whereas when you look at our high press, we're jogging to players. So we're giving them time to turn. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
But also, just one more thing on Tottenham is when you look at the squad, the depth's not there.
No.
They don't really have... Who's coming off their bench? Werner? What's that going to do?
Madison
nowadays.
I mean, and that's concerning. I mean, that's the other thing too. I mean, from just to bring this also back to like a fantasy perspective, what a headache of a team. Like, you have like Madison that's not starting games, and like Johnson looks good sometimes. It's just like
Solanke's not consistent. Timo Werner, Son comes off early. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's just like it doesn't. There's not a lot of players that feel great on that team. Like there's some kind of problem other than Kulusevski. It's probably everyone else is kind of problematic in one way or another.
Can we go over and can I go through like the James Madison game log, the last 7 games, real quick?
Oh yeah.
Against Villa, plays 7 minutes, scores 11 points. Next game doesn't start against Ipswich, 5 minutes, 1 point. Against City, he starts, plays 88 minutes, scores 28.5 points. You're like, hey, he's back. Against Fulham, plays 80 minutes, 3 points. Against Bournemouth, plays 80 minutes, 5 points. Comes off the bench, has an assist, 9 points. It's kind of like Garnacho, where when he's starting, he's not producing, but coming off the bench, something happens.
Something, but it's just like, which sucks. It sucks to have him on your team, and it's like it takes a very ballsy player to start him when he's not in your lineup when he's not starting a game. You know,
this guy
doesn't feel good. But okay, let's move on from this. We've been talking about this for far too long.
Yeah.
Fulham won, Arsenal won. Arsenal drops points. Now Chelsea's standalone in second. Chelsea's 4 points behind Liverpool. When obviously Liverpool has a game in hand, but like. That happened. That's crazy. I also think it's also kind of wild because Arsenal scored a goal that looked totally legit, and then like the pass before the pass, Martinelli his like toe was offside, and those are the ones that just suck. That feels so shitty as like a fan or a player. But
it's a game of margins, and Arsenal, but they haven't. How many games have they put away this season? Not enough.
Yeah, I think it reminds me of like I mean the biggest joke right now is like that's very Tony Pulis Stoke, like they're just the set pieces and like like I wouldn't be shocked if they get like a long throw specialist next in the January window to really just like really ham it up.
I don't know, man, but that set piece fucking coach, he has to be getting paid 25, 50 grand a week the way he's doing it. Perfectly honest, he should be, because whoever's the offensive coach to set up plays, he should be fucking fired because they can't seem to get anything. It's only coming through Odegaard and Saka, but nothing's come from that left hand side.
And but I think it's also really tough when everything is coming through one player like that or like one side like that. You can shut teams like smart teams will figure out ways to shut that down.
You say that, but how many teams have we seen has that? Great individual players that are all throughout the years. So you think of like a Dennis Bergkamp at Arsenal back in the day, he could make something out of nothing. Or a David Beckham on the right, he can make something out of nothing. You just need that. You don't need more than one really. If they can open you up, they can open you up. They're not going to do it every game, but you still figure it out.
I think the key is you can't rely on them to do it every game. So if you're trying to win a title, you can't rely on that. I think so. Just calling out some stats. Saliba 60.75. We talked about him in the studs. Tete, who was on waivers a few weeks ago, 13.75, an assist, 51% roster. He's finally up over that amount, but he's probably still free in a lot of leagues. Raul Jimenez with a goal, 13 points. Continues just to be a really great player for where he went in leagues, and totally great.
If he even got picked up, because I picked him up, he
Yeah.
wasn't even.
Yeah.
Where's he at? Like overall, and by with strikers, Tico.
Just strikers or
Overall and strikers. I'm curious.
I know he hasn't started every game, so it's probably not as.
So overall, he's 61st in total points. Amongst forwards, he is
19th.
19th.
Yeah, it's good, especially for
Being like really less. What was his draft percentage?
Let's see. His average draft was 373, so not a lot of people drafted
Not a lot of
Yeah,
people drafted him.
So that's good.
Well,
That's amazing.
Well, he started the year being on the bench. He was not the starting
Totally.
striker.
Remember how good Nunez
That was
was
right.
last season?
That was right. That's right.
Then, Enzo said he's not going to score another goal for the rest of the year. And
then I picked him up, and now he's
Yeah.
been one of my best players. It's funny.
I love that you hedged that. I love that you hedged he's not going to score the rest of the season by picking him up. That's literally one of the funniest things you've ever done.
You know what's
it
funny?
was so frustrating. Enzo had Jimenez on the bench, and he had Watkins on the starting lineup. And it was like 20 minutes until game time. He switched it out. I was like, all right, it's Jimenez against Arsenal. But within, the first 10 minutes, fucker scores. And that Raya should have saved that.
Whatever. Anyway, you know what I love is that my three core players in my team now are all Fulham players.
That is, I mean, you're riding the lightning with that. But I will say, Fulham, the Robin Hood team of the league, people
They're fucking good,
steal
man.
from the rich to give to the poor. So
Uh-huh.
who does Fulham play next? They play. What's up? Give me 1 second.
Liverpool.
So you think they can rob? Can they rob again? Can they rob twice in a row?
As Derek says, Iwobi gets points just passing sideways. So
Dude, I'm so frustrated because in the other league I have Iwobi, and I was ahead by a lot, but then his team had a good team, whatever. So I needed Iwobi to have a good matchup because
he had a bad one this week. Yeah.
This week, yeah.
I'm playing Enzo and I have him. He only had 1 point, so I was like, the only week I need him to do well, fucking shit's the bed.
I mean, so they play Liverpool next, and then on the 22nd they play Southampton. So that's a prime game for them to give to the poor.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's a prime game to the poor game. Just keep an eye out for that.
Let's see.
Moving on, Leicester 2, Brighton 2. Man, this was heartbreaking for Leicester. Or for
God.
Brighton, right? They were up 2-0. Yakuba Minta scored a great goal. I was going to call him out as a potential player to pick up because he hasn't been playing much, and maybe this is his announcement back. But then Leicester scored 2 goals late with Vardy scoring a goal. So as of now, Vardy's averaging 12.5 over the last 7 games. Is this a sell high or is this a keep for you guys?
Sell high if you can. I think. Yeah. Don't get wrong. He's a vet, but he ain't gonna do it the whole season. Wait, shut up, Enzo. Shut up.
Knock on wood. You don't think Van Nistelrooy is gonna keep him firing away?
Maybe. You know what? You're right. He's got Van Nistelrooy as a manager now.
Yeah.
And Van Nistelrooy was not the same as him, but could score goals in the box and outside the box just like Vardy can.
Yeah.
You never know.
There's something there. I'm interested by it. I don't know. That's kind of it, though, Brett. We talked about the key moments. Ipswich 1, Bournemouth 2. Ipswich was up 1-0 for a lot of this game. Bournemouth scored 2 late goals. Both of their goals were scored by subs. But we saw Semenyo return to the lineup, have a good game. Evan Nielsen with 2 bum games in a row from him. What was your Kluivert score? He scored
12 points.
12 points without any goal involvements. So I think Kluivert might be a sneaky one. Is he? How owned is he? I'm sure he's pretty owned after that.
He's pretty owned, yeah, after that ridiculous game he had.
81%.
Yeah, 81%. Yeah. I mean, I don't love it, but yeah.
Yeah.
West Ham Wolves coming up on Monday. Do you know what they're calling this game?
What?
El Sacico instead of El Clasico. Both of these coaches are probably going to get sacked at some point. I think whoever loses this game for sure gets sacked. If this game is a loss. I also think if this game is a draw, it's possible they both get sacked, which would be really funny
Best
too.
case scenario.
Who do you think's better?
Gary O'Neill.
Yeah, I think Gary O'Neill's better.
I think Gary O'Neill's better too.
I think he's a good manager. I think he lost. You really got to think he lost Neto and he lost Kilman.
And they didn't add anyone.
No. So what did you expect him to do?
I actually think that I think they could stay up if he stays their manager. I genuinely do.
Yeah.
They buy a defender in January and they stay up.
If the game ends in a tie, they should just swap managers.
Oh my god. I think West Ham gets Moyes back
Oh no.
for a third
I
time.
think for sure one of these teams is gonna have Graham Potter by January.
I read
Graham
somewhere
Potter will be
that
coaching one of these teams by January.
I read somewhere that Cunha is gonna try score a hat trick to honor Antonio.
You think so?
I need.
You need 35.5 points
Yeah.
to beat me.
In the other league, I have Kilman, so I need one of those two to go off.
Oh shit.
Both of them cannot. I need one of them to have monster game.
Just to speak on that too, though. So Antonio, obviously, someone we've talked about a bunch on this podcast. Really bad car accident, which is really sad. That car, it was like scary. when I
It
saw
fucking
that.
ripped apart that car.
I mean, it's amazing that he's okay, like that he's stable after
Yeah.
you see how bad that car was. So hoping he like can walk again. Like I don't know if he's ever gonna play again. Like I have no clue. Like
No idea.
been pretty-
They didn't really lay out too many
they
details,
didn't
did
let
they?
too many details.
It looks like it's a broken leg they did the surgery on. I read that somewhere. So
So he's done. He might be done.
Yeah,
he
might be done for the rest of the season.
He's done for the rest of the season for sure. I think he might be done for the rest of his career.
how old
depending on
is?
how bad the break
Yeah,
is.
he's 34. That's
Yeah, that's a.
That's sad. That's so sad because he was a likable fella, and he has a podcast. He's pretty he's a pretty likable.
I don't like his podcast.
I'm not saying I like his podcast.
Who,
I'm
who's
saying he's
it's him and
pretty
what? Darren Bent, right?
so,
Him and
yeah.
Darren Bent. Fucking
Bent.
wankers.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, just sad though. I mean, I just feel it's just a little
Yeah.
insensitive to come away after he just got in a car accident. Yeah.
What? Let's talk about his podcast, not his leg. It's not my fault. I'm sorry, Antonio. I like you.
No,
West Ham's the goal scorer, but where where there's that, there's also opportunity.
Yep, so that's perfect transition into waivers, where I think Nicholas Fulcra coming off the injury, and then that Antonio tragedy. It's a
Yeah.
prime time to pick him up. He's owned in 39% of leagues. I think it's a really, really good one. And I also think that coach is going to get fired soon, Lopetegui. So I think that it's like now's a really good time. to
Take
make
him
it.
bets right now.
Yeah.
would Fulpert be the starting striker for them?
I mean, it's very possible, especially with the new coach or whatever. But I think especially as he works his way into fitness, I think that's what the hope was.
Yeah.
When they paid 30+ million for him, it's not like he's a young guy. I
No.
think the idea was that he was going to come in and be starting games.
Slot him in straight away. Like Somerville has been okay, but Somerville plays more off the wing.
He plays
He
off
can
the
play
wing.
down the middle, but it
It's
won't
just
work.
not the same thing.
Nah.
Next one, Mateus Nunes, owned in 27% of leagues. He's had some. I think it's tough to trust him because of pep rotation and just like general city lethargy. But he's been like proved useful when plays. Not
When he-
completely consistent, but especially because he's playing like off the wing and been able to whip balls in, and yeah, it's been good.
No, when he plays, he scores points.
I
He
think
just
he should
doesn't
be-
get game time.
I think he should be on your benches though, and like if City plays him, you should be like sweet, and then that's better than like your fourth string guy. You know, better
Yeah.
than like that random mid that you have. Like cool.
So yeah, when he starts, he usually produces. He's only had 2 bad games when he started. He didn't produce, and that was when they were on their losing streak against Liverpool. 0 points against Bournemouth, 3.5. But 14.5, 14.7, 24 points against Palace. So he puts balls in the box, key passes, and Alan could bang one of those in, so you get the assist.
Totally. Next one, Kevin Schade, scored again, came off the bench, but he scored. So he had that game where he scored a hat trick, then he had a game where he was kind of mid, and then he did this and scored. I think the one like caveat is that attacking options at Brentford are looking really competitive. You got Thiago back, obviously Damsgaard, Mbeumo, Wissa, Lewis Potter. There's a lot of players there. But if he's kind of the hot hand right now, and especially with like the Christmas fixtures coming up, he might be worth just holding on to.
Yeah.
It also worth noting he was on the bench because he started on the midweek game and he had 6.5 points against Villa.
Yeah.
Whose spot does he take?
Lewis Potter plays off the
Yeah.
left, or Igor Thiago up front, depending on formation lineup. If Igor Thiago is going to play every game, I don't know yet.
How's that Eagle watch going, Tico?
Amazing. Still have my eyes on him. I think Sergey picked him up.
Igor what? Forgot.
Yeah, he
about
picked
that.
him up.
Who did?
Sergey.
Oh, did
I mean,
Yeah,
he had his
probably
best
heard-
game of the
he
year,
heard it.
6.7. One key pass.
Next is Manx LaCroix, 42% of leagues, putting together a string of decent games. I think he's had 3 games, like with 9 or above. Obviously scored a goal this week, so eyes on him. But I think we were talking about Palace, and I think they're in an upswing right now. So this is maybe the time to ride it a little. Yeah, I think that's a good one. And then the last one, Arjek Mirek. He's been on here a few times. He's owned in 47% of leagues. He's the number 3 keeper in points. And for the fact that he's only owned in 47% of leagues is insane. If he's available in your leagues, pick him up immediately. More likely than not, you should drop the keeper you have for him.
Well, you know what it was. We thought really highly of him at the beginning of the season, and then he sort of dropped off. So yeah, if he's coming back into form, I agree. I think you should go grab him. 42%.
I think he started off the year against City -4 points.
That was a big yeah. There's like a really big bias about whatever happens in the first week. You know, people probably saw that. And, yeah.
He's the 4th ranked keeper now, and he only has 1 clean sheet, which is fucking crazy.
That is crazy.
But it's what we expected from him, is it not?
Also, you kind of love it because then if you're not dependent on clean sheets and you're still getting a lot of points, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
you know,
that's a really good thing.
That's almost a good thing because that means that there's more consistency and you're not like it's not like the Ederson thing. Where you get him and hope that he's gonna.
When you say consistency, you mean consistently bad defense that lets shots in.
Okay, consistency can mean a lot of different things. It's not necessarily just a positive.
You just don't want the ball at his feet. That's the only thing you don't want. You don't want the ball at his fucking feet. This guy.
All right, so that's waivers. Kind of moving into round 16. So it's Saturday, December 14th, Sunday, Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Got some good games here. Arsenal, Everton.
Yep.
That could be a 0-0.
It could be. It could be.
Newcastle, Leicester. I think will be actually pretty fun. I think Newcastle's weird to me. Like where they play so good against Liverpool, they struggle against other teams.
They beat Leicester.
They beat Leicester, yeah.
Yeah.
Wolves, Ipswich is going to be really fun, I think.
I don't know who's going to win that game.
Like bottom
feeder.
Yeah.
It's a bottom feeder game, but I want Wolves to win. I don't know what it is. I like Wolves.
I'm loving this Nottingham Forest. This is a great set of matchups. I'm loving this Forest Villa game.
No way. Not touching it.
No, I don't think I'm touching it, but
that'll be a good game.
Palace Brighton's another really good one. These are some tough games to think about.
Manchester Derby.
If Ruben can win this game, he's going to win a lot of fucking fans over. It's a big game. It's a big fucking game for him.
Yeah, and then we talked about Southampton's playing Tottenham. That's like the ultimate get-right game for Tottenham. Mm-hmm. I think if anything but a win there, Ange gets sacked.
You think already? You think he makes it to January?
I think if they draw or lose to Southampton,
I'm gonna tell you this right now. He's still in the top 10, isn't he? Still in the top 10, I believe.
Top 10.
But I'm just telling you, he's in the top 10 and he's still in cup games. He's in the quarterfinals of the League Cup against Man United.
And so top 10 in what? Like
in the league?
Table?
Yeah. Okay. I don't think Levy is going to fire him that quickly because what he'll do first is he'll go fucking try to find a manager before he fucking fires this one. Because I do not want to see Mason fucking manage this fucking... No!
Did you see they showed Levy like...
he looked pissed.
He was standing. The way he was standing, he literally looked like he was having like his like villain moment. He's like, "This is how I become evil." You know,
it's fucking.
He was like shadowed. He was like he was
it's fucking bad. You know what? And Derek said the best thing when because I saw that as Derek was typing. He's like, "Levy looks like he's about to make a bad decision."
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. He looks like he's about ready to make a bad decision.
Yeah.
But I also think Levy's so cheap that he's not going to just fire him and pay off his thing. I think he's going to try and figure something else out, or try to hold on as long as.
He's not going to invest no more money in fucking January. I can fucking tell you that.
Do you think they make a move now and then try and get like a Graham Potter?
I don't know.
That'd be interesting because I think the issue for them is like if they wait a few more weeks and then like West Ham and Wolves fire their managers, and that's potentially 2 less managers out there for them to.
I wouldn't mind a Gary O'Neill.
Does Tottenham have a player that?
I wouldn't mind a Gary O'Neill.
Yeah.
Like you see the kind of football he plays.
No, I mean I'm not opposed. I think that's just such a hard pill to swallow after seeing him, and it's not his. It's
not his fault.
We can see that it's not his fault at Wolves, but I think a lot of people would have a really hard time with that.
Yeah.
Does Tottenham have a player that's the Saudi League wants? Maybe
Not that I know of.
Like get like 200 million for like.
I don't know. All I know is that we got no backup for Solanke because Richarlison got injured again.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
All right, are we going to try and do bets?
I already set mine up. I already know what I'm betting on.
Chelsea and Brentford's going to be a good game, too.
This is, like, tough, guys.
I got a 4-game parlay. I already cooked it up, in the words of Tico.
You want to talk about how you fucking pinned your message of your parlay?
Can I be honest? Hey, bro.
You're going to win.
Can I be honest? I was a lot closer than you.
Who cares?
I'm just saying.
By an inch or by a mile.
Okay, don't get me wrong. I chose Fulham, right? I did. Yeah. Fulham, it was a 1-1 draw because Arsenal Fulham game is always a tough game for Arsenal. I chose Forest. Forest won. I chose tough games and I was right. Just saying.
I was at Sergei's house a couple of days ago, and he was talking about his parlay. He was bragging, and I said Arsenal is like a dumb one. He was like, "Oh, why? Just because last year they dropped points, you think they're not going to beat them?" Yeah. And he said, "You want to make a bet?" I'm like, "You already lost a bet. You owe me jersey." He's like, "All right, let's bet on a jersey, double or nothing."
So he owes you 2
Wait,
jerseys now?
what 2 jerseys you get?
He's not going to buy me a jersey.
Now he's not. You say he's not going to.
Sergey, pay up, man. Don't be a dick. Pay up.
Do you guys know that Wolves is plus 270 against West Ham to win for tomorrow's game? Should we bet
No.
on it?
I didn't know that.
Should we
They're
bet
plus
on it?
270 to win.
Yeah.
Plus 270. Yeah, let's do that one just as that bet. Yeah, fuck it. $40.
It feels like one of those things the Lions move because West Ham is going to come together and perform for them.
Fuck off.
You want to put $40 on that?
Yeah, $40 on that.
$40 to win to 108. It's happening. Tico, you okay with it?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, you want to hear my parlay? Should I do my
Okay,
parlay?
Yeah,
You want to go first? Go first.
Parlay.
Hold up. Just so we do it the same way. Say the team you're. Oh, you don't have the Lions, right? Like
It's
I have
up
the lines
here.
up. I have the lines up.
I have it.
No.
I have
Okay,
the ESPN ones.
Got it. Just say the team you're picking who they're going to win, and just say the odds for the individual
Yeah.
team. Yeah.
All right, Arsenal, Everton. I'm going for Arsenal. They're minus 390.
Okay, and my app, they're minus.
Okay. Liverpool against Fulham. I'm going Liverpool. They're minus 320.
315 for me, okay?
Okay, I'm going Newcastle against Leicester to win. They're minus 3.
3-0.
And then I'm going Chelsea against Brentford. They're minus 290.
Boring. That's plus 191.
That's my bet.
All right, $10.
Puss.
Risking $10 to win $19 with four games.
Bruh.
All right, bet is being placed. You ready, Enzo?
Wait.
No, you can't change
No.
it.
No,
You
can I
can't
make
have
a
it
suggestion?
approved and then change it like this.
All right,
Wait.
Enzo.
Then let me put one more in there.
Okay, Enzo,
Okay.
let me say mine, and let me give you something to think about.
Hold
Look
on,
at the
I
Monday-
can't, I gotta do one at a time. Or else
So
we-
like, so then wait. Then give me Wolves against Ipswich.
Do you really want to do that? Do you want us to influence what you're doing?
No, because it's do Wolves against Ipswich. Put a 5-game parlay.
Okay, it's plus
No.
430 now. So now it's
Yeah,
10
but
to win.
there you
10 to
go.
win 43.
All right.
All right, so I'm placing that bet.
Okay, done.
Did you just write it down with the pen and paper?
I know it's on a,
He
it's
says
on a
notepads.
paper.
Of course. Oh my god.
You know that's from? That's from I was eating a slice of pizza earlier.
Oh my god. Okay, Tico, what's yours?
Pineapple. So I'm picking Arsenal over Everton. Over here is minus
Minus
400, but Liverpool over Fulham. So we have those
Okay.
the same. This is where mine gets a little interesting. I'm picking Palace over Brighton.
Oh, plus
I have them at
290.
plus 290.
Okay, that okay.
And then I'm picking Tottenham over Southampton, minus 135. On mine, it says plus 1,031.
1025. That seems good. That's a good bet. Bet place.
So, man.
Oh man, guys. Really okay. I'm definitely gonna do Tottenham over Southampton minus 130. I'm gonna do Manchester United over Man City. Plus 40.
You're doing United over City?
Do it, man. Do it. Go.
Whew.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm nervous.
You're crazy, bro.
I like it.
I don't love some of these other ones, like Liverpool over Fulham. I don't love.
You just
Chelsea
called my
over-
bet
Chelsea over-
easy.
Chelsea over Brentford. I don't love. These are not. I'm gonna go Bournemouth over West Ham. Okay, that's gonna take us. So I'm just gonna do 3 games: Tottenham, Bournemouth, United. It's
What are the odds for Bournemouth over West Ham?
Bournemouth over West Ham is minus 130, minus 140. So it's a total of plus 1538.
So what are the teams? All because you have United. in
Because
there.
you guys,
United plus 440, Bournemouth minus 140, Tottenham Hotspurs minus 130. Hey, we gotta make our money somewhere, you know.
shit.
Man, Enzo, you just pick favorites, huh?
I did. I picked favorites this week because I like them. I don't always pick favorites though. You know that.
No, hey, I think it's nice that we're doing different things. You know, this is fun.
Come on,
let's see how this goes.
Picked Forest last week.
I mean, we can't do any worse than we've been doing.
Yeah.
With our parlays, we literally hit one in the second week, and we've literally struck out every single. We haven't won
But we've been living on that one for the whole season.
Yeah,
Bruh.
I think speaking of which, guys, we're pretty much out of funds.
Are we?
Yeah, because I had some personal cash in here, and I think we're just about ready to dip into that.
Okay, so
Let
we
us
got
know when we need
let
to
us know when we gotta start investing.
That forced Newcastle scoring in the stoppage time killed us.
Oh.
That was brutal. I think that's happened
Yeah.
twice to us. There was then it happened earlier with Fulham where they scored.
Yeah.
Remember Fulham fucked us.
Yeah.
I'm probably be top of the league, right?
Can we talk about that matchup a little bit?
What matchup?
Our matchup.
Hold on, let's stop. Hold on. 1 second. Let's just end the episode and this can be the afters, okay?
Okay.
right.
This has been episode 68 of Draft Offsides. My name's Keith. I'm with Tico and Enzo. Follow us at Draft Offsides on all the socials. Follow us on the podcast. Leave a review. Do all the things. This will be our first video episode on Spotify and it'll be on YouTube. So that's cool. That's exciting.
Very cool.
We'll see you next week.
Come on, you Spurs.
Okay, now you want to Tico? You want to complain?
You want to what's up with it? Why are you upset, Tico?
I'm not upset. I mean, it's out of my control. Just as one of I don't know if you guys noticed what time I sent the fucking game being postponed. It was like at fucking 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. I go on Twitter and I see.
I saw that you were up. Why were you up? What were you doing up? It was like it was like 1 something.
That's probably out. And it's so frustrating because 4 fucking players, man.
Yeah.
And-
What is this? You see this? You know what it
Yeah,
is? Smallest violin.
But the
Playing
other
for
thing
you.
no, honestly, like the other thing that was more frustrating for me was fucking Matters being benched and Digne being benched, who actually had 7.5 points, which was pretty good. Newcastle let in 4 goals because if Scher didn't shit the bed and Calafiori played, with Cunha I would have been in it.
Yeah, you still are in it, perfectly honest. 35 points. 35 points is doable.
I mean, his highest for the year is 33, so it's like have your best game but better.
Yeah.
It's essentially a hat trick or like 2 goals and a couple assists.
Yeah. Well, 2 goals and an assist and a bunch of key passes.
Which he's capable of, like Cunha
More than
is-
capable of doing. Yeah.
But it kind of Sergey
But
mentioned
what
it,
did
how, like,
what did you say? What did you say about me? What kind of points I score?
I don't take your team seriously at all. This is why, like, who do you play next week?
And what did I say? What did I say last week? It's not my fault if what?
I mean,
If people don't show up, you don't show up to the big games. I don't overexert myself. My team scores just enough points to win.
I showed up. Mo Salah didn't show up.
It's not my fault. Sounds like a
Honestly,
personal problem.
But you do realize if Liverpool played, you would have lost.
Yeah, maybe. Or if
No.
if this wasn't a double game week, Madueke would have started. I would have been able to play other players.
you can't-
Ifs
you
and
can't-
buts
you
and
can't-
coconuts.
Yeah, you can't start getting into hypotheticals.
Did you just compare Madueke with?
No, I'm talking about players that are playing and being benched because of a double game week.
Now, the positive thing of this is I'm pretty much guaranteed to win later on in the year because I'm going to get 2 Liverpool games in 1 week.
Wait. Take note of what he just said. Take note of what he just said. I am
the
guaranteed
ultimate
a win.
Mark it. Here, what's this mark clip? Can we try marking clip? I'm pretty much guaranteed a win. Is there any interesting matchups for our league next week? I play Richarlison in the pelvic thruster.
I play
If
Mr.
you play Sergey,
I know.
dude, that's not an easy matchup.
Yeah,
Thomas has been
battle
very
for
unlucky.
third. Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm worried about playing Thomas because
I
Thomas.
mean,
is
not
good.
that the projections are great, but he's projected to beat you right now. I mean, his team
Yeah.
is good. Isak, Chris Wood.
Wait, can we?
His team is good.
Yeah,
Can we
that's
talk
what
about
I
that?
meant.
Can we talk about that too? How when we were playing Keith and Keith said we're not going to hit 150 points,
Oh.
I guarantee.
Oh my
I
God,
said
I
that
said
too,
that.
and then it specced you at 180. Yeah, baby.
No, but to be fair, Enzo has Watkins on the bench, so once he fixes his lineup,
It'll
although
get
fucking
better.
Kai Havertz is projected 17 points, and Watkins is only projected 13.
All right, yeah. But all right, guys, I gotta go.
All right, this was fun, guys.
This is fun. This has been episode 68. We already talked about that. All right, leave your windows open
I'm technically first place. I'm still technically first place.
just for a few more hours.
Just for a few more hours.
By the time we do the next podcast, I might still be in first place.
You never know.
We'll see.
We'll see.
All right.
All right, boys.
See you, boys.
Take care.